welcome back to the LEGO Podcast, episode 3. We're doing it more on a bi-weekly basis right now because, I'm moving and Scott is like a big head honcho of the military now,
yeah.
So
Top general.
It becomes a little bit more complicated.
Yeah, when we initially launched the podcast, we were like, weekly, yeah, we're gonna dominate the LEGO podcasting scene, and then it's like 3 weeks later.
Yeah, it took a little bit, but we're better. Hey, every episode is now being released just a little bit sooner.
Yeah,
So
eventually
it
it'll be
works.
daily, yeah? A daily podcast. Can you imagine?
Yeah, that's not going to happen,
Yeah,
but sure.
Imagine how quickly you would run out of things to talk about when you're talking about like Lego. What would you do? How would you?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I imagine eventually our podcast will delve into other topics as well, just naturally, because I think, Lego's great, but there's only so much news and updates we can cover. Obviously, it's a main interest of ours, but, I'm guessing last week we talked about Star Wars for a good bit. I think that'll just naturally happen.
For half the podcast, I think. Literally 45 minutes we talked about Star Wars and movies, but it was a good ramble. We hit flow state on that. I really, really enjoyed that. But we've been asking questions. We've been getting feedback from you on Spotify, YouTube, Discord, wherever. And we're going to run through some of your questions now. And if you've got any other questions for us, you want to know about us, our channels, this podcast, make sure you're commenting it down below on whatever you're watching. But Daley, you said you had a couple from Spotify?
Yes, sir. So we are on Spotify now. It took us a while to get up there, but that's fine. But Colin Hess asked us, do you buy any Lego minifigures off of Minifig Co? And I have you, Scott?
Yeah, you know what? They're really, really good. I've actually got some behind me on like a build that I've just finished recently. Are they from TMC? Wait, hold on. What is TMC? Oh, that's short for the Minifig Co.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! As I asked it, like a moment after that, it clicked in my head. Oh my god!
He's so dense.
That's what TMC stands for. Oh my god! Okay, right.
Wow.
Sorry. Right. That makes so much more sense because I buy them from a reseller that in the UK that sells them here, and it's always got TMC, and I was always like, I wonder what TMC stands for, whilst also buying stuff directly from the Minifig Co.
Oh my god. So you're buying resold Minifig Co as well as just from them too?
Yes, sir. Well, I gotta get the stock, mate.
That's truly impressive.
Gotta hoover up the stock. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, they do have really impressive stuff. I have to say, out of all the custom minifig stuff, theirs is the most detailed and the most well built, I would say. Like that, zero problems with them whenever I get it. I think it's like really, really solid. But I mean, we've harped on this a million times. It's expensive. It's so expensive.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, like some of their custom heads are sick, and I really like them, and like they're great for mocks and stuff. But I'm looking on their website right now. $3.50 per printed head is kind of absurd.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? It really is. When you think what they're probably buying that for as well. Like, I understand they're like printing and there's a whole process and all that kind of stuff as well. But for when you buy like 10 Lego minifigure heads and it's setting you back 35 quid. It's like, what? What? That's an entire Lego set. You can buy like an old, an old TIE fighter for that.
Yeah. I mean, there's I think there's places that have just slightly less quality, but at the same time, you're going to have a better time buying from them just because your wallet won't be just destroyed,
But they really are good, and it's addictive as well. They have some really nice collections, but they also have some like really obscure collections. Like they seem to have a lot of Kriegsmarine, like German Navy stuff. It seems really niche.
They do. And also like different modern stuff. I kind of want to buy more from them just looking at it again now for different videos, but it's a little expensive. It's a bit much, I will say.
Here's a question for you, okay? So like based off the back of that like TMC question. Like, what I quite often do is I see a collection or I see like a group of minifigures and I'm like, right, I'm going to make a video with those. Like, and I get the video in my mind. I know how I'm going to make it. I know what I'm going to do with it. And then I order them and then they arrive and then they just sit there. Like, so for example, I've got a bunch of Soviets that I got, a bunch of like World War II Soviet stuff that I got from TMC. And I was like, right, I'm gonna make a video with those. But then I got those, and then I realized, oh, if I'm gonna make a video with these, I need to get all these different like snow parts, because I've not got any white parts to build with. So I was like, oh, I got the minifigures, but I don't have any of the parts, and so it's just gonna be benched. And I do that so many times.
Dude, I have a whole box of just stuff that I want to make videos on, and like I have all the stuff to make the videos on them, but I'm kind of like, I don't know if this is a good video anymore. Like, I don't know if this is any longer something I want to make. I don't know if it'll get views. And so I just spent like $100 on all the materials to make this stuff. And they're just sitting there collecting dust. It's such a waste, but I'll usually eventually, if I'm having a slow month, I'll like be like, all right, fine, I'm going to do it. Even if it might not get the most views, like I'll give it a try. But yeah, it's a sad state.
I'll name some specifically. So I had like this really big like base plate based Lego Hunger Games video that I was gonna do, like a historical one. Also, I mean, I finally got the the tank stop motion one out. But then also like this World War II Soviet one as well. What else? I also have like a bunch of medieval things because I wanted to do like an Agincourt one. It's like literally that's 3 entire videos. If I really needed to, like, and actually, and I'm gonna pose this question to you as well. If you were unable to buy any more Lego or Lego minifigures or any other accessories today, and you just had to use what you had right now, how long could you last for, like, actually producing videos? How many videos could you make? How long until you just run out of things to do with them?
I've kind of thought about this because some months I'm like, I cannot spend money right now, you know? Like, you know, we're moving this month, which is like so expensive.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like June 9th is when we're moving. And I'm like, you know, I'm spending $1,000 to rent a U-Haul and drive it 2,000 miles. Like, it's expensive stuff. So I'm like, I'm not buying any more Lego stuff. Luckily, I have a few things I've purchased already. Like one of the videos I'm making is going to be like The Purge, you know, that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Without Laws, like Lego City Without Laws is kind of what I'm doing.
Right.
So that's one of them. So I already have all that stuff. And most of the stuff is like, you know, just, you know, guns and bad guys and cops, robbers, some different mocks and stuff. So that's like a cheap video to make. But then sometimes I'm like, I want to do like a big army building video, or I want to make like all of these different battles in Lego. And then I need to buy tanks. I need to buy more new guns to show off. Like, and it can rack up some prices. So if I were to just stop buying stuff straight up right now, I think I could last a few months like trying to figure stuff out. But I think it would be worse content, because people would get tired of seeing the same stuff over and over and over again.
Yeah, that's kind of something I'm like acutely aware of, because I've just done so many World War I trench videos. But like as we discussed in the last podcast episode 2, I haven't done the really annoying like cliche thing of saying the Lego podcast. But in the last episode, we were like, I showed you that big collection because I have that. I kind of have to use it. Like, it's such a big investment that I need to utilize it.
You need to make the money back.
Because every time I was literally saying, so like for this video that like I've just finished up behind me here, is like a World War II Pacific. Okay, so I've already got like a bunch of like Western Front American minifigures, but now I needed to get, like, just to make this video, I had to get an entire Japanese army. And on top of that,
the Japanese are harder to get.
Yeah,
too.
they are.
Like,
they are.
Yeah. They're more expensive.
I couldn't find any legs.
They're less available.
Yeah, they really seemed. That surprises me, you know. Also, like, have you noticed as well? I basically can't find any Vietnam like Lego minifigures at all. I've been
trying. Speaking of like crap collecting dust, I've bought like a Huey helicopter, a few US Marines, and I've been trying to find like Viet Cong stuff for the longest time. I can't find it. I also only have like 5 US Marines. I want to do a Vietnam video so bad, but it's like It just doesn't exist.
Yeah, but that would,
or it's like $40 for a minifig.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I know. The Brickmania ones. Yeah, I know. But,
yeah, they're crazy.
But because of how expensive it is, I suspect, like, because basically it's so expensive that so few people have made videos on it. There's really not much Lego Vietnam stuff out there. So if you were to somehow get your hands on it and then make that video, just because there's nothing else out there that's done it, like, I think that would actually go really, really far. Like, those sorts of things.
You know what, dude? What? That could be a good collab video for us. Like, if we did a build competition, like 24-hour Vietnam build or something like that, and we both released our videos at the same time, because there's not a lot of other content out there to bounce views onto our stuff right away, it would be good if we uploaded them simultaneously. Then we get that cross-pollination of our audiences.
Yeah. Now we're talking
and we
strategy.
both gain views. Yeah. Like that I would be down for that if you wanted to give that a try.
I would 100% be up for that. But what I will say as well is, like, people are going to start, like, as if we have loyal listeners to these podcasts, they're going to start keeping track of all the ideas that we agree on.
And that we don't do.
Yeah. Like, in the last one we were talking about that, like, World War II mystery pack.
Mystery box.
Yeah, mystery box one.
I still think we should do that,
too. I would be well up for it. I would 100% do that as well. So just add it to the pile of great ideas that will eventually get done. Like, they will eventually.
I think the Vietnam one should be prioritized. That is a banger idea. That would work very well, I think.
I've also
for
got.
Both of us.
I'll hold up to the camera. I've also got, like, because I've just finished this like World War II Pacific Island, like, build behind me. I've got, like, a whole bunch of, like, palm tree jungle type stuff. That is, like, super
palm tree.
Yeah, that's the
palm tree.
Scottish people don't pronounce it L's. It's palm tree.
Palm tree.
The palm tree. Like, I would honestly be able to hit the. Oh, but that's the thing. Here's the issue as well, right? Here's part of the problem with, like, with that I find when I'm doing these Lego builds. This is a slight tangent, but something that just popped to mind, because there's so many different shades and, like, colors of these Lego parts. For example, you've got, like, you've got dark gray, light bluish gray, dark bluish gray. But then particularly when it comes to terrain, you've got tan, dark tan. You've got olive green, green, light green, lime green, dark green. There's so many different variations of green that I just never have the right one. And because there's so many different bits you need, like, you simply cannot have them all. And so I'm always, even with the amount of Lego I've got now, I'm still short-handed. Like, how much Lego do you have?
I have one, like, you know those, like, storage containers, like the plastic ones?
Yeah.
I have one giant bin of all my, like, scrap Lego in one of those. Right. It's probably, like, 75 pounds or something like that. Like, it's heavy. Yeah, it's, like, to haul that around is a pain.
Yeah.
And then I've got, honestly, what I do, because you are far better at just, like, building than I am. I am terrible at mock building and stuff like that. So what I do is I've got I'll show them to the camera.
Are you though? Like, are you terrible, or is it that you've not spent, like, sat down for enough time? Because, like, surely if you were to spend 24 hours doing a build, like, do you just not have the eye for it? Is that it?
I think so. I can't figure out how to get like, I'm, like, dyslexic with Lego pieces unless there's instructions. Like, I can't figure out how to make something look like something very well.
Right.
Unless it's very basic. And so I usually there are these, like, little kits you can buy online that are basically just, like, mock stuff. So here I've got one that's, like, the Brick City Gym, and it's just a bunch of gym equipment you can build. Right. And then I've got, like, Apartment Life, which is, like, a TV, a bookshelf, a bed. And so, like, I tend to buy these tiny little mocks to build versus being able to build them myself, because I can't figure it out. But if I have these little ones I can build, I can make the mock, you know? Like, I can do a room, I can build a box and have a window in it, but I can't figure out how to make, like, a little TV stand and stuff like that very well. So, like, these just kind of help me fill out the sets
and there's
a bit
so
more.
many parts as well. Like there's so many
Yeah.
Lego parts that like you never have the right one. I've got like, I don't know if you've ever
Oh, yeah.
seen like my super complex like filing system, like tray system. Because I've got like,
I think you've shown me.
have
Yeah.
I've got like those squared away with all the individual parts in their individual trays. I've got like connectors with all the connectors,
Yeah.
pipes with all the pipes, like all the vehicle parts with vehicle parts. And even then, like I'll be trying to make something and I'll just be like, I've never even seen this part before, and I need 30 of them. Like
Yeah,
what even is this?
Then you just end up spending money on bricklaying and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And it's like,
Yeah.
I just prefer to be able to have it all come to me. And some of them I use are authentic Lego and some are fake. And the fake ones, no one can tell.
Yeah.
It's the only difference is there's not a Lego stamp on the bricks.
Yeah.
That's it. No one can tell in a video. And so it's like 50-50 if what you're seeing in my video is real Lego or fake Lego. And I don't think, and no one cares. I've even said it in videos like, this is fake Lego, and people are like, oh my god, I buy it all the time.
Really?
Like
I think
back,
I've had negative feedback with that. Like on one of my first videos, which is why I U-turned into buying like only Lego. To be fair, like to be clear, I'm not condemning using those bricks at all. Just financially, it makes sense. And honestly, if you actually break it down, like it's just like it's brand snobbery. In reality, to like, if it serves the exact same purpose and does the exact same thing and is mechanically and has the identical properties, but the only difference is it's got a little Lego stamp on, like in reality, it's just basically brand snobbery where you're just being picky for the sake of it. But I still fall victim to that myself, and part of the reason that I do fall victim to it is because I do feel like, getting back to the point, I do feel like there is pressure to make sure you're using legitimate Lego. And I have had a lot of comments where when I haven't done them in my original speed building videos, when it wasn't real Lego, literally I had a bunch of comments basically just straight up saying, this isn't a Lego build. Have you not had much of that?
I used to. I think I used to a lot, where people would be like, this, like, using fake Lego is bad and stuff like that. But I think there's been a shift, and I think the shift came around a year ago when Lego started raising their prices a lot more.
Right.
And I started getting people weirdly, because like I would buy the Brick Mania sets, you know, like a $30 tank or whatever. And I would be like, yeah, this tank cost me $200 or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's insane. It's cool, but like, yeah, that hurt my wallet. This is insanely expensive. And I started getting people commenting like, bro, just buy Kobe.
Yeah.
Bro, just buy it off of Amazon. Like all of this stuff of people promoting basically fake Lego. And I realize most people in my audience at the very least don't seem to care that much, as long as the minifigures are real Lego.
Right.
That's the big thing. Or at least they can't tell.
Yeah.
Like that's the major one. I think people have started to be a bit more lenient on the sets, just based on the fact that Lego doesn't make military sets, so you're going to be buying from a secondhand store anyway, and B, they're way too expensive to buy. Yeah. And so I think there's been a shift.
I suppose I reckon possibly why I haven't observed that as much is, generally speaking, my videos are a lot more like perfection build focused. Like I'm trying to create the best looking, visibly looking like Lego build, and then so as a component of that, when you're trying to get like a perfect Lego mock, like this big super complex, really nice looking Lego build, I think a more important component to that, seemingly to the viewer, would be that it's legitimate Lego. Whereas for me, I would have actually said it's the flip side. I think people care less about the minifigures for me than they do about the bricks themselves, because I think mine's more build focused, whereas yours is more minifigure focused. And so I think the kind of perceptions follow. I don't know. What's your thoughts? And actually, anyone who's got any thoughts on this, please do let us know in the comments down below as well. Like, if you've got an opinion, because I actually honestly want to know what people think about this in a more serious manner, about using like Kobe and that kind of stuff, or like B, using you know, like fake Lego or substitute Lego bricks. Just the word fake Lego as well, I think kind of stamps it straight off the bat. Whereas instead of saying fake Lego, it's just like they're universal building blocks. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with what you say. I think a lot of my videos are a bit more accessory based too. Like a lot of mine is like, hey, look at these cool guns that are made by Brick Tactical or whatever. They're not, hey, look at like this build I made. And I think that just plays to our strengths and weaknesses. Like I know I'm not good at building, so I don't do it as much, and I try and make it more story based, but you are good at building, so you spend like 5 hours building this crazy thing, and that's the draw. And it's cool that like Lego as a niche isn't that confined.
Yeah.
Like you'd think, oh, it's just Lego. There can't be that many people making videos that are different from each other. But then you actually look at the niche and there's all sorts of different types of videos. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, have you seen any of that Lego animation? There's a guy who's got a YouTube channel called like Dino or something like that, and he does Lego animation.
That stuff is so crazy. Yeah,
hey, that's class. I want that. I want that.
I wish I could just like pay someone to make them for me.
Yeah.
And then, let's see. I'm looking it up.
Is like Dino something? And his profile picture is so scuffed as well. It's just some dorky little purple Dino guy.
Wait, if I look up Lego D-Day animated,
yeah, that'll do it 100%. Now you've got that in the bag if you pull that up. It's really
Dino
cool.
5500. Yeah, dude, I remember like seeing this when I was a little kid, seeing his channel. Yeah, because he's been doing this for like 11 years.
Oh.
So when I was like 12, I would watch this.
Really?
Yeah.
God damn. Wow.
Like, because I remember this, the Lego Battle of Tujane. I remember watching this when I was a little kid. It was 10 years ago, so I was 15, but I was still into Lego.
Are
so I'm
you
not gonna
showing
lie,
it on screen now, just out of curiosity?
No, I can though. Should I?
No, I will. Don't worry, I can. Because I'm curious to like discuss this in a bit more detail. Lego animation. I'm gonna pull this up just so people can see what we're like talking about. Like so it's this guy's channel here, Dino5500. You should definitely go subscribe. I can't believe he's been doing this for 11 years. But like the depth and complexity of the animations he's making really interest me, but also like in order to actually make this, he must have all of the assets in terms of he must have the uniforms in order to actually put them on in Blender, and he must have like the physical, the pot helms, the Adrian helmets. You must have all of these assets, like a massive library of assets. Like I honestly, I'm dead impressed. But what I will say about this channel though is, how has it not got a bigger following? If he's been doing it for 11 years, some of these videos are getting 7.2 thousand views. Mate, that's criminal. That's only getting that many views.
I think these are okay. So I think like two things. Yeah, the 7.2K views is crazy, but I think it's just not a good thumbnail. I'll be honest.
Yeah, that's it.
I think it was easier to get views on this kind of stuff a long time ago.
Right.
You know, I think nowadays the market is a lot harder to break into because all of the easy ideas have been done.
Yeah.
And so all that's left is like to either rehash it or come up with new ones. And, you know, back in the day, he was able to do D-Day and get 10 million views or whatever super easily because no one had ever done it before. But now you look up like Lego D-Day stop motion, and there's like, you know, 10 high quality ones just immediately available for you to watch. And so I think it's a bit more of a competitive market might be the deal. I'm not sure,
yeah, possibly, possibly. But like, I was almost thinking is like, sometimes you get a really talented creator like that who's clearly got a very unique and a very advanced skill, but they don't necessarily know how to market it correctly in order to actually generate more more views. For example, like I don't know, like exactly what you just said there, but straight off the bat, you're like 7.2 thousand views. How long did that video take him to make? And how deserving it is of views to then have a very bad thumbnail which doesn't get any clicks. Like that's like, so like they have a fantastic skill, but they don't know how to translate it necessarily. I don't know, actually, to be fair, some of his videos absolutely slap and they've got like 15, 20, 30 million views, so I can't really speak to too much, but still, I don't know. Like I just think it's dead impressive, to be honest. Like when him and I saw recently somebody who did like Lego stop motion, the level of time, effort and complexity that goes into that, and patience in particular as well, I've got a newfound respect for, because I've just done my first ever Lego stop motion, and it was a 10-second clip, and it took me something like 2.5 hours to do, and then there's like people make entire videos of that, so people must be spending weeks creating these Lego stop motions. Can you imagine how monotonous that would be?
Jade, one of them is JD Brick Productions makes some of the best ones I've ever seen. They're so incredible.
Yeah, he's got like a bunch of After Effects on it as well. Like they're just seriously impressive. Like it's one of those little passion project things. Have you ever thought to yourself, like one of those little like things where you're like, I would love to do this?
I definitely do have a few of those things where I'm like, that would be really fun to like attempt, but then it's kind of like, is it worth the time always? Stop motions, I think it is worth the time, and I do plan on doing some more on my channel in the future, but there's definitely some other things, like especially with different builds and stuff like that, like there's some sets I want to buy and I want to build, like the new Barad-dûr set for Lord of the Rings. I want to build that so bad, but I'm like, it'll take me, hours to build and then make a video, and I don't think the audience will care about it. So I'm like, I see other people doing reviews of sets and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh, I'd love to do that, but I just don't think anyone would care at all.
Yeah. So it's the time effort, reward, question, isn't it? I've had, for example, what I would love to do, it's just one of those little things where I would love to have a big room with a massive table on it, and I could do a World War I or World War II or like a Napoleonic build, but at just a ridiculous scale. Or you know what, actually? Here's a question for you. Like medieval Lego. I've not really done anything medieval Lego related yet, but I love a Lego castle. I love it. And when you see those people who have those like basement rooms where they've just got this massive like year-long Lego build project in their basement, like it really excites me, to be quite frank. I want to do something like that, but imagine doing that with like Roman and like a Roman invasion of Greece or something like that. So you get like Roman architecture, Greek architecture, hoplites versus centurions, that sort of thing, like proper massive mega nerd build, but just at a grand scale. I don't know. I tell you what, off the back of that, just prompted me. Have you seen, there's a guy who, people do Lego MOCs, but they do them in the miniature scale. He's building Rome. Like, I don't know if you've seen that on Instagram.
No. Wait, what's it called?
Oh, mate, I don't know. I'll try and find it like on Instagram. But he's building like, it's like a commission for some museum or something. I literally don't know, but it is absolutely phenomenal. I'm not logged into Instagram, so this is all on you, bro. It's like
I can't find it.
Lego Rome build. I'm just gonna type it in Google Images and see if I like, cause he's incrementally doing. Oh yeah, here we go, Daley. I'm gonna send you a picture, and I'll show the humans there as well. I'm sending it to you on Discord. Have a look at that. Like and like when you actually it's mental. It's absolutely mental. I'm spamming you another perspective.
That's crazy.
The level of talent.
That can't be minifig scale though, right?
No. So it's like the miniature scale. So like, when they use I don't even know what they're called, but the tiny little 1x1 slopes. It's not like a tile.
Yeah, it's like MIDI scale, I think is what they call it.
Oh, is that literally the name, is it? That's so impressive.
I think Lego uses that for some of their sets, but I mean, that's insane.
I know.
That's so cool.
It really is, isn't it? Like, it really is. I want to do that, but at minifigure scale.
Just have, like, there's the people who build their Lego cities, like Let me see if I can find one. But like they do it week by week or month by month. Yeah, like Brixie has a huge one. I'll send you the link to it.
Like, do people come back for that?
Yeah, some people get crazy views, especially on their big updates. Okay, maybe this isn't the right guy. I thought he was the one.
Cool. He's doing exactly what I just talked about, though. Look at that. Look at those thumbnails. He's got a massive table in a big room. And
yeah, exactly.
He's stolen my dream.
Like, no, but yeah, they basically just bit by bit do giant builds, and they do weekly updates of them and stuff like that. I think it's really cool. I think like,
imagine how much that costs.
It's one of the, yeah, it's insane. But like, oh, it looks like Emmasaurus also did one too. I'll send you her as well. But it's just like, oh, I don't think I sent you the first one.
No, you did. You did.
Oh, I did. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I mean that's just like it's a really cool idea. I think it's very, very sick. I did a medieval video recently. I've done like 2 medieval videos in Lego. The first one I did went like viral instantly.
Yeah.
I think it's got like 1 million views now. The latest one, which was my last video, flopped so unbelievably hard. Like to
really?
The pits.
Has it recovered?
Yeah. No. I've been trying to do some various thumbnails to switch it up and stuff like that. But right now it's a flopper. I'm hoping eventually some thumbnail. I'm gonna switch it up like once a week and just see if it.
Is it the I built a medieval war in Lego 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
That's 60,000 views. Like 60,000 views is like, this is the thing. Like some Lego videos, like they just take like a month before they start growing. Have you noticed that, or is that just me?
I have. Yeah. There's a few I've done where it's like it's a flop, and then all of a sudden 1 month it gets like 100,000 views, and it's like, oh, now it's doing well.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I think the problem was I was off of the back of like 5 videos in a row that all just did really well for me, and then my last 2 just kind of were stinkers, and so I'm like, oh, god dang it.
Yeah.
Like, I had this momentum going, and then it tanked.
It's scary as well. When you get that back to back, like do you get the it's all over?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It's all over. This is where it ends.
It's Jover.
It's done. It's goodbye.
I get that all the time.
I got that right now because I posted a video last night and it is flopping. It is a 10 out of 10 by double. In other words, like it has got half the views that the 9 out of 10 has. So it's like it is so hard into the 10 out of 10 category that it's very upsetting.
Scott, I'm not gonna lie. This is not your finest work, title wise.
Is it not? How can I improve that?
I get what you're trying to do because you're trying to say like Tiananmen Square without saying Tiananmen Square.
Yes. Oh,
but I would think like maybe like I would do something like Lego doesn't want you to see this.
Oh, that's so much better. Why can't I think of that? Why can't? Because I personally think the thumbnail slaps. What's your thoughts on that?
I think the tanks are baller. I would put a soldier in the left panel.
Okay.
I think the guy is very plain, and it's like literally every other one of your thumbnails has a soldier in it.
Yeah, true.
This one doesn't.
That's okay. That, you know what? That's some like really useful critical feedback. Like, I'm gonna show the people on the screen here. So, like, Lego doesn't want you to see this stop motion, like, and replace that with a Chinese soldier. Daley, bro, what can I do? What can I do to return a favor, mate? Good God, wow.
You know what? I'll hold on to that favor and I'll use it at a later date.
It's so interesting, like a second set of eyes though. Like and I always value your feedback as well on that, particularly with titles, mate. Literally every suggestion you make is better than mine. But like quite often you get feedback from people who aren't YouTubers, aren't in the game, and it's just void. It's all just kind of personal opinion. But
it's not helpful.
But both those things you said there were just like, as soon as you said them, I was like, oh my god, why have I done this?
I honestly, I feel the same way where like sometimes I have to put my pride away and I'm like, oh, I like what I did, but this person is completely right.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it can be rough. I had that a few times with like some former videos where I really thought, actually one of them was, right now it's called I Built Weird Lego Armies. And it's just like, it's a super weird video thumbnail. Like it's just an army of planktons and a German soldier.
Yeah, but, I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah. And originally I had done like a really bad title that was just wordy. It was like, I built all these weird or like bizarre armies Lego would never make or something like that. And it just like was terrible. And then my thumbnail was garbage. And then Republic Studs, we were just talking about videos at the time, and he was like, yeah, dude, this one of yours, you gotta simplify it. Just do like I built weird Lego armies. Like literally he just came up with that title and I plopped it in and I changed the thumbnail to be a little bit cleaner, and it instantly did better. And I was like, oh my god, like I loved the original thumbnail I had. I thought it was cool, but it was so messy, and this just like worked. So
I like the concept as well. It's a really good concept. Like I'm just like, I remember when that first came out, and that was one that actually properly caught my attention, because I honestly, and I actually sat down and properly watched it as well because of the Lego Plankton army, like, legitimately. But you also you had some in there you had some really weird. Hold on. Let me. Oh, no, I've got an advert. No.
Yes, give me money.
No. Daley's got me. Let me just remind myself. Of the corn.
There was like
army.
A corn army. Yeah, the corn army. Yes. I still have the corn army. I gave away the plankton army to a viewer though.
Oh, what a shame! The corn army goes so hard, mate. What a waste of money.
That's the other thing that's nice about Lego videos though, is that, and if viewers like want to get into Lego, make every video a banger if you can, because it's a really good niche for replayability. People will go back and rewatch, or they'll watch one of your newest videos and they'll be like, I want to see more of this. So they'll go back an entire year to watch more.
Yeah.
And I've found like even some absolute stinkers, like terrible videos, like they're not terrible in quality, but they just did horribly.
Right.
And I'll release 10 more videos after that. And all of the sudden it's like, oh, it went from 30K views in a month to now a year later it's at like 150K. And it's like, oh, that's not a bad performance. But before I thought it was terrible, you know?
I'm always like interested by how that happens. Like, is it like how much of a factor is luck in the distant success of those videos? For example, if you just got really fortunate, say for example, you in 2 years' time, it just so happens that within that one day, you just get the 100 people who choose to watch that video just all happen to really enjoy that and watch it to the end, and therefore it signals to YouTube that something's relevant, something's right, and then it just pushes it. Is that like, I'm so superstitious like with all this kind of stuff. I really there's so much guesswork.
Dude, there's so much luck involved. It really, and I think honestly none of my videos ever pop off right away. And it frustrates me because there are other channels where like they'll upload it day one, they instantly get 300,000 views. I have never had a video do that on the Lego channel. Like I've had videos do well. I think the best I've ever done in a day was 100K views, which was insane for me, and it's never happened again. Mine are like slow builds. Like most of my videos have about 150K views. And I'm very happy with that. I think that's fantastic performance for the, how much I upload on this channel and stuff like that. But it's one of those things where I'm like, it's a slow build. Like I usually get about 20K views in the first day. And then hopefully it goes up to 30K. Then hopefully 40K in like, 5 days. And it's a slow churner, but it eventually gets up there. Other people are like instant success. And you can't help but feel jealous about that. I don't get it either.
I don't get it.
But it's like, you know what? You got to just be patient sometimes. Like it'll happen, but for some people, they just got the sauce.
Well, I think
got it.
I think there's normally, I think there is also, I don't want to like allocate it all to luck, because I think I suspect why some of that why it never happens for me is because I'm doing historical builds where there is just going to be a general interest over time, but it's not like, for example, like it's not like the Oscars has just happened, Will Smith has just slapped Chris Rock, and then somebody publishes a Lego Oscars Will Smith slapping Chris Rock video the day after, which therefore rides the viral topical wave. Like, we don't necessarily target that in the same way. And I've considered this. I've given it some thought, but I'm happy with the lane that I'm in. Like, I could change my, and I'm very aware of how I could do it and how I would do it, how it would all play out. I could start trying to chase trends, but I think it's a short-sighted, or it's not as long-sighted a goal, because being interested and enjoying what you do, I think, results in longevity on the platform. And so therefore, me doing historical builds, whilst it's not going to have as much growth potential as, for example, doing relevant or topical things, it's something that I enjoy doing, and therefore I can sustain for a longer period of time. The smart thing, though, is, and I'd be interested to get your thoughts on this, how do you take a historical build but add in like a viral concept into it? That's the smart thing that I don't know how to do, really.
You know what? I think you're actually right. And I think my channel is very similar. Like, obviously we have two different approaches, and I think I do a little bit more variety than you, but like, and that kind of causes, I think your views are so consistent. They're so solid. You know, like, you're a 250K view no matter what, it seems.
Yeah, roughly.
And mine are like, some of mine are like 100K, some of mine are 300K, you know? And I think I bounce around a little bit more because I do variety. So my audience doesn't necessarily want to watch every one of my videos. Not everyone, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of, it bounces around a little bit more. But I think you and I both do more evergreen content. Like, we do content that people will watch forever, because it's not just like, oh, this movie just came out, it's popular for the next month, and then after that, no one's gonna watch this ever again. You know?
No, I completely agree.
We do, war stuff. Like, World War II happened, you know, 80 years later, people are still talking about it. This isn't gonna go away in 80 years either. Like, people will still watch this video. And people might not watch certain other videos that are very, trendy. And like, a good example of this is Republic Studs, who, you know, I think takes a different approach that does result in bangers. Like, he's got some of the best videos in Lego right now. He does really good editing and stuff like that. But he told me he was trying to do videos correlating with releases. And I think it's just a different strategy than we have. I think it results in his videos blowing up. And sometimes they stay pretty low view compared to his more evergreen content, because they were like, oh, this is just like a flash in the pan video. It's going to do really well right away, and then it won't gain more views. But he does a mix where he does have evergreen content that's like, that's going to climb for the rest of his life. Whereas this one was a flash in the pan, and it did its job, and it did its job well, but it's not going to keep going up. So I think it's really interesting. Yeah, that's like a really good point you were making.
Yeah, I think to like expand on that even further, like, and this was actually one of the things I wanted to talk about, like, today, about like, finding more value in what you're doing. At the moment, I kind of on my main channel, again, so Daley and I both have like main channels and Lego channels, although the Lego channels are kind of becoming the main channels. So Daley's got Daily Tactics and I've got Plastic Scott, and I can't help sometimes but feel like it's kind of just a bit empty and meaningless and kind of just going through the motions. And so what I've got coming up, and I'm dead excited about this, and I haven't actually spoken to you about it, so this will be the first you're hearing of it as well. Obviously, I'm like doing my training in Gordon Barracks in the British Army at the moment, the reserves, of course. But like the Gordon Barracks is the home of the Gordon Highlanders. Have you heard of the Gordon Highlanders?
No.
Like a regiment. Like, you might heard of the Black Watch. Have you heard of the Black Watch?
From Game of Thrones?
No, that's the Night's Watch. Regardless, okay. So there's this like regiment in Scotland, and they've got like called the Gordon Highlanders. It's like the regiment from where I'm
Hounders.
from. Highlanders.
I thought you were saying Rounders.
Oh no, Highlanders. Yes, Highlanders.
Oh, I've heard of the Highlanders.
Yes,
yeah.
Okay. So
okay, I thought you were saying Rounders and then Hounders. I was like, what? No, I've heard of the Highlanders.
Okay,
yes.
right. So there's Gordon Highlanders Museum just along the road from me. Now, what I'm going to do, and this is something that my little brother actually prompted to me. I'm going to go into the museum. I'm going to build a World War I trench battle, like Lego trench battle. I'm going to build it in the museum, and it's also going to be a historical build. So I'm literally going to get battle maps, like battle plans for where the battle took place, what it looked like the actual trench lines, that kind of stuff, and build that Lego trench mock in the museum, and then gift it to the museum for display. And then I want to do the same thing for the Battle of Waterloo, where again the Gordon Highlanders were, Kandahar in Afghanistan, where they were, and a World War II video as well. And then, in theory, I would then have 4 Lego MOCs in that museum, on display in the museum, and 4 videos that are bringing the history to life. And so it's not just like a build that's going in there. I want to tell the stories of the guys who are in that museum as well. So my little brother and I went to the Gordon Highlanders Museum, and we were looking at this display, which had this this guy from World War II, and he had won a Victoria Cross, which is the British equivalent of the Medal of Honor. It is the highest honor you can be given. It is the it's basically the Medal of Honor is our same as our Victoria Cross. He was a Victoria Cross recipient, and we were looking at this display, and we were reading it, and then this guy comes over to us who's in his 80s, like maybe even pushing his 90s, and he asks us how we are and just starts talking to us, and he's like, oh, this guy, he knew the guy on the billboard. Like he literally started telling us about this guy on the billboard that he met. This is a historical museum artifact that we're kind of just looking at, and then he comes over and he brings it to life, and suddenly it's real, and it really jumps out at you. And I honestly, I couldn't help but think I really, really, really want to capture. My camera is doing some very strange things at the moment. It's probably because of my lighting is bugging out a little bit. There's not enough light, so my camera is having a hard time. Okay, there we go. I really want to bring these stories to life, and that feels like, so it's the opposite direction I'd be going in. Rather than pursuing just like viral content, viral hits, that kind of stuff, I want to go deeper and deeper and deeper into the history. I want to start doing proper. It's not World War I inspires. I want to actually build a part of the Somme, or build an actual landing site at D-Day, rather than just kind of general. Yeah. And I'm dead excited about that. That is longevity on the platform. That I can do indefinitely, because I love it.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. That's a really cool idea. I think that'll turn out really cool.
Yeah, I'm well excited for it. This is important, I suppose. Daley, we did a competition. We asked people to submit pictures. They had to recreate a historical picture using Lego, and I've put out a bunch of different examples for you, and I will run through them now. What I'll do is I'll share my screen to you, and you can grade them and pick a winner. How does that sound?
Sure. Let's do it.
Okay.
Does the winner get anything or no?
I can't remember. I can't remember.
Okay.
Can you see my screen right now?
Yes.
Let me get rid of this. Hold on. Okay. Right. So this is the first. Yes, they can. The viewers can see this. Okay. This is the first submission. So on the left is the real picture, and on the right is the Lego recreation. What would you scale? This is from
Roger.
George K. George K. What would you rate this out of 10?
Oh, should I keep track of my ratings so we can claim the winner?
I will do it for you. I will do that for you. So
okay. All right. I'd give this a 5. I think it's solid. I think it's cool. Not super detailed, but
yes.
But I like the photo. I like the recreation.
Yeah. Also, notice the outer glow I put on these comparison shots. It's nice. It's nice. It's clean.
Yeah.
Right. This one is from M_mustache.
Ah. They put some effort into this.
Yeah.
They even did a little Photoshop going on.
Uh-huh.
This is nice. Well, they got the fancy Brick Mania, I think.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
We got a high roller over here. And even the cigarette.
Wow. Oh, he does as well. Wow. I hadn't seen that.
This is cool.
He's got the Jeep. They've got the bush behind the Jeep as well. Like, there's a bush behind the Jeep. The Jeep. He's holding a cigarette. He's even got the smile.
Kubelwagen. Yeah, Scott. God. Oh, it's so embarrassing.
No, I know what a Kubelwagen is. It's just hard to tell because
I was a Jeep.
Okay, come on. Right. Give it a rating out of 10.
God, he's got the right uniforms. He's got the SS uniforms, the officer and the.
Yeah, you know what? He's done very well.
The binoculars, it's the right uniform.
He's got binocs on there too. Wow.
Okay, I give this a 9. This is cool.
Wow, I'm not gonna lie, it is good. Right, next up is Nevin. This is Nevin's. You probably recognize
that's a classic photo.
Yeah.
That's a famous one. This is nice too. This is also a 9. This is good.
Straight up
correct
9.
Uniform.
Yeah.
Correct. The background. Clearly knew how to take this photo well as well. You know, knew the camera settings to use.
Dude, look at the tree.
This is good.
There's even got the tree in the back there. You know what I mean?
He's got the tree. The guy hauling the box. I mean, this is good.
Yeah. You know what? The more you look at it, the better it gets actually, because you'd see the subtle details in the back. Right. Next, this is also from Nevin.
Okay, this is nice. I have to say the thing that really boosts these up is when they know how to take a good photo as well, and it looks crisp. That makes a big difference. It really does.
For sure.
This is solid as well. A little bit more plain of a photo, but he's got the right stick grenades in the right places. This is a solid 8. I like this one too.
Okay, next up, we've got a good few more. This is from Raven ATR.
This is cool too.
How
are they all getting like the proper uniforms and stuff going? Like,
maybe they have the minifigures and they find a picture to match
a photo with it.
Yeah,
that would make sense.
How is he suspended the MP40 on the minifigure?
I'm guessing like a little. Sometimes people use clay. They do just like a touch of clay, and it doesn't damage it. I know that's a stop motion trick.
Right. Okay.
If he had the wire cutters, this would be flawless.
Yeah. Well. Okay. With only one caveat though. Like, I really like what he's done with the arm, but I don't know why he decided to put the MP40. Like, because he's got the arm. So you see, he's got the arm going on the right. So he's got the arm in the right direction, but he's made him look the wrong direction, and he's also put the MP40 in the wrong direction. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, maybe he tried, but it's a mirror image. You know how sometimes cameras.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the arm would then be wrong.
Yeah. It's a subtle.
I'll give this one a 7.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool, but the others had a little bit more attention to detail.
Okay, next.
They set the bar very high.
Yeah, I know, didn't they? Wow, they really did.
They really did.
Okay, next up, this is also from Raven ATR.
This is solid too.
I thought you said it's a solid.
It's by the same guy because it's.
I thought you said it was a solid 2.
No. That'd be rough. That'd be brutal. I give this one probably a 5. I think it's the same minifigure place that he did the last one. I think he just kind of moved the gun up and the arm up and removed the one in the background.
Yeah, fair enough. Right, next up,
but still cool.
This is again Raven ATR.
This is a famous photo. Another famous.
Yeah, isn't it? Bro, Raven submitted. How many has he done, bro? He's done a lot.
This one's like a 5 as well. I'm not super impressed by this one, but it's cool.
So in your opinion, so the original one you gave a 5. So you're saying that this is as a 5, and also that is a 5, or are you thinking differently now?
Okay, maybe that one's like a 3.
That's maybe okay. I've adjusted it. Okay, moving on to the next one. So you give us 5.
It's hard when we go from really good ones to really, the scale changes.
Yeah. So you gave that 5. Okay, moving on to the next one. This is again Raven ATR. This is his 4th submission.
This one's good. This one's really good.
What do you think?
I think it's good camera settings. And you know what? We can't expect them all to match uniform. It was just kind of cool that the first few did.
Yeah.
I think that's unrealistic for everyone to have the right uniforms and stuff. I give this a 6. It's cool. It's not like super complex or anything, but it's nice. It's cool.
And that's the last one. So okay, if you had to come to a decision, also Daley, I'm realizing as well. Like, if anyone is listening to this podcast, what we should do in future is try and describe it a little bit there, because that's 100% my bad. I did not think this through at all. We were just like, no, that's okay. It's bad. It's good. It's bad. I just thought about it.
All right, so the two potential winners, one is 2 SS men smoking cigarettes in front of a Kugelwagen, recreated at Lego, and they did very nice Photoshop to it. The other one, if you want to go to the next slide, Scott, is a German MG soldier with sort of a bandolier around his neck, in the foreground looking at the camera, and then background is going to be a guy hauling an ammo box. Yeah. I'm gonna make Scott pick the deal breaker here between these two.
You know what? Okay, so I'll happily pick the deal breaker here. I can't lie. I really like this, man. Like, if you actually like the fact that he's got like the out of focus tree.
So Scott is saying Scott is picking the MG one.
Yes. Sorry
for the audio listeners. Yeah. I have to agree to him. If this is a recreation competition, this takes the cake. This is like peak recreation.
Yeah, he's nailed it.
It's almost 1-to-1. And the other one is close, but it's not. The scale is wrong. There was some guys in the background. They could have had more trees in it too. The other one is so much more 1-to-1 recreation.
Yeah, but they're both dead good. But I think I'll agree. I think we give the win to Nevin here. I don't know if there was ever a prize. If there was, we'll follow through with it. I can't remember what I even suggested. We'll look at the comments.
I don't remember either. Yeah.
But I think those competitions are fun. Yeah, they're good fun.
Yeah, I think we should. I think we're still gonna try and do this. Is get our friend Carly to maybe make some clips out of the podcast.
Yes.
Going forward, and I think these will make for really good clip segments on YouTube.
Yeah. What should we come up with a competition for the next podcast for the Lego Podcast episode 4? What do you think?
Yeah, I think what we should do for the next one, because I think World War II is awesome, but it's a bit harder for some people. Yeah. Maybe we do a Star Wars one.
Yes.
Maybe we do best Clone Wars mock in one photo.
Best Clone Wars mock in one photo. Okay, if we're gonna do that, let's clearly define the parameters. In terms of like your photo, because a lot of people, they submit a photo and it's just got the messiest clutter background ever, so it's really difficult to actually make out the mock. So if you're gonna submit that, single Star Wars mock. But try and get it on like a clean background, like put it against like a wall or like a one-tone background, just so we can really see your mock. Because, for example, if you put it on a tartan rug, the mock is going to disappear into the tartan rug. But that's a good one, because who has Lego but doesn't have Star Wars Lego?
Yeah, and a lot of Clone Wars too right now. There's a lot of Clone Wars out there. And so, you know what? I think we have to have a few bases too. We're going to be reviewing these most likely based on how eye-pleasing it is and how cool it is.
Yeah.
And the build. I think there's going to be a lot going into this. If you decide to go with a very cinematic shot that's very simple, but it's just like a beautiful photo, you might get a 9. But if you do it's not a beautiful shot or anything like that, but it's a really cool concept, we'll also give you a 9. There's some parameters to this, I think. Like, there's different ways you can take this. We're not just going to pick the people with, like, the most clones and droids in it.
Bigger is
we might do that. But, we might do that because we're simple. But, there's a lot of opportunity to win from different angles here. And, I think there's some opportunity.
So
there.
To be clear, so when you said like a Lego Star Wars mock, do you mean you want them to make a build, or can it just be a picture of a mock? Can it be cinematic pictures? Like for example, you could get a minifigure immersed in a mock, or does it have to be like an overview shot of the mock?
I think it can be any. It's up to interpretation. Yeah. I think I think that's what I'm saying is. And did we say Clone Wars? I think we should specify Clone Wars or
Clone Wars.
And then in the future we can do Galactic Civil War if we want, or Jedi, or Order 66.
Yes.
But for now, I think just a broad Clone Wars.
You know what, Daley? Like, when you suggested that, because it's a very good idea. When you suggested that, I want to get behind the mind of a creator. Were you suggesting specifically to do Clone Wars? Because then, if we're getting clips made out of this, we can specifically have a Clone Wars clip, like a competition of just Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Was that? I knew it.
And then we can use some of the photos in the thumbnail.
Yes. Yeah. It's just the way that your mind works. Like, I notice this as well. Like, I make so many like little instinctive decisions that might just be completely confusing to somebody else. But those little setups there, like, because if, for example, you're trying to create a clip that's going to be successful, if you have like just a random hodgepodge of like, you've got like Lego City, Lego Star Wars, Lego World War II in there, you can't get a coherent clip and narrative that would do well, that would actually like perform well as a short, for example. But if you condense it all down, so you've got like there's continuity, you can concentrate people's focus and interest on that one topic, then you can ship that. I make so many little decisions like that. It's funny to see your mind work the same.
Yeah, and then I specified Clone Wars now because I like to go broad and then narrow it down, and that way you don't like take away possibilities in the future. Because if we go broad now, in the future we could do Order 66, stuff like that. I also think one of these days we should have a month-long competition for stop motions. I think that would be really cool.
I'll tell you what. There's some guys in my Discord server, Daley, that have produced some legitimate fire. Like this guy called Templar. I'll send it to you later, mate, because like it's worth sitting down and watching him. He does stop motion, Star Wars as well, but he adds in all like the sound effects and everything too. So it's really good.
That sounds sick.
They're really good.
Well, I you know what, for this one, and I think we should do this in the future too, for the winners, I'll contribute. I have a few of these. It's a $12 Hoth battle pack. I will contribute that to the winner of this next one that we're doing, the Star Wars one, the Clone Wars one, and then going forward we can just have like maybe small little prizes if we want.
I'm looking for something
every so often.
I'm looking around for something to give. I'm not I'll give you a Star Wars thing as well. I don't have anything on hand right now.
Well, let's save that for the next one, because we don't have a huge budget for the podcast, so let's save it for the next one.
Okay.
But we could just slowly do little giveaways and stuff like that.
Take turns and shipping it out. Yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think that'll draw more people to do it. And I'll announce it to my community too this time, because I didn't do the last one. I'll do my Discord as well, so we can get both communities involved.
Yeah. Get involved in the comments, get involved in the Discords, and just like I genuinely I quite enjoy doing these podcasts, man. I really do. It's like it is like I mean, to be honest, it's actually it's the kind of call we would have anyway. Do you know what I mean? What?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we do this, but I just noticed that I think my camera has been slowly tilting upwards this entire podcast.
Wait, what's it looking at now? What's it looking at now?
It was just like my chin upward, and I just tilted it back down. And it was just like my little head peeking out with the ceiling.
Oh my god. Okay, so it's salvageable. I thought you were gonna hit me with my mic wasn't recording or something like that.
No, it's not that bad. Not that bad. That would have been tragic.
Yeah, that would have been very upsetting with the good lord. Let's maybe do. Should we do one final question here? I've got a good question for you. Do you have a plan for life after you leave YouTube? Have you thought about your? That's from Shadow. Shadow wants to know: do you have a plan for life after you leave YouTube?
This has come up in life recently, because I had a really bad April and May on YouTube.
Right.
Not to the point where like financial ruin or anything like that, and I have plenty of savings. I've been sure to save money and stuff like that, but like it was so bad on daily tactics. Like I was going from, for the past year, averaging about 3 million views, and this past month I only got like 1.8 million views. Like a huge fall.
Right, yeah.
Over 30%. And plus bad ad revenue from the start of the quarter, basically just like a tumble financially. And so that really made me think about like what I'm gonna do. And I have my bachelor's degree, which is great, but it's in history and communications. So I don't, it's very broad. I used to have a job in marketing for Unity, the game company, and I have some connections there, but I didn't enjoy it that much. I don't really want to go back into corporate America that much. So I actually have recently started applying, and Scott was one of my references, to a master's program in mental health counseling, because I've always wanted to do some social work stuff. So that's one of the things that I think I will always do YouTube. But I think while I still have it as something that is bringing in enough money for Zelda and I to live off of, I'm going to do it along with going to school. So if in the future it ever comes to the point where I'm not making enough money on YouTube to live, then I can transition over to this new career. But I think for now, I'm going to start school, get that over with so I can become licensed, and then start doing both part-time.
Yeah.
And that way I can fall back to either when YouTube is doing well, I can do less hours at the job. When YouTube isn't doing well, I can pick up more slack at the job, because it's a very flexible career as well. So that's sort of my idea of where to go from here. But yeah, I mean, that's something I think that's on every YouTuber's mind, because, there's longevity out there, and there's people who have managed to do it for, since the inception of YouTube. However, it's still a very new career, and a lot of people lose their careers on YouTube. Slowly but surely.
Very, very fragile. You can either just fall out of favor for no particular reason and just slowly fade into nothing, or you can just be literally just cancelled overnight for one incident. Like, even if it's not even, it might not even be real. Like, it's a very fragile career, and I'm also very aware of that. And so here's a further question off the back of that then for you. Okay, so do you ever perceive this is something which I've given a little bit of thought to, and is nothing that will ever be implemented anytime soon. But like, if do you ever perceive a world where you just you gave up on daily tactics and continued doing daily bricks?
I've thought about slowing down daily tactics in the future and doing uploads every other day or once a week or something like that. I could see a world where I do that, but I don't think I'd ever go away from it. Right now, it's still making me double what Daily Bricks does, so it is my moneymaker. But Daily Bricks, I think, has more growth potential per video. I could tell, like, right now you seem to be investing more in the Lego side of things than the Roblox thing. Is that wrong?
Particularly just everything that I'm doing on Roblox at the moment is just kind of like falling short. And so, but however, on the flip side, my last two Minecraft videos has got like 250,000 and 300,000 views. Like, so
that's an awesome.
So at the minute on like the main channel, I'm genuinely I'm considering whether or not I start trying to apply the Lego doctrine, like the strategy that I've got for the Lego channel, where it's like literally upload once every 2-3 weeks, but just make it a super high quality upload, and do it that way in a similar way to how I do my Lego channel. I'm not quite sure. I'm still kind of trying to figure that out. But I guess I've just not quite got the same passion for the main channel that I once did. I'm trying to find substance in it. I'm trying to find value in it. Sometimes, particularly like on some of the Roblox stuff, I can't help but feel like I'm just kind of going through the motions sometimes. Whereas on the Minecraft, I really enjoy, we run our own events, these super complex events. We build the map, we create this interesting event, and I really enjoy that. And it's interesting, like, the performance of the videos follow the passion put into the project, sort of. Like, the more excited I am about a project, it seems to be the better that project does. And whereas if I'm just doing it because I feel like I need to get a video out, it doesn't really do so well. But yeah, it's not something I've been contemplating in too much depth, but I suppose to come back to your point about what you're saying about life after YouTube, it's also something I was kind of thinking. I was at my Army Officer Selection Board last weekend. I won't go into too much detail, but I will say I came out with a Category 1, which is the highest grade that you could get, which I'm dead chuffed with. It was very difficult.
Very nice. Let's go.
And I like, honestly, like, and I really enjoy everything that I've been exposed to military side life at the moment. And like, I've kind of thought, like, if I got cancelled overnight, I'd probably just probably go full like regular army.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not worried about either of our audiences ever having like that cancel thing.
Yeah.
I think for us it's more of like either the algorithm shift, which is what happened with basically all my UIPs, Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2 videos just died. YouTube stopped promoting them. There's other creators who were in the exact same boat where it's like it just fell off a cliff. And that was the problem.
Yeah.
I see it more as like that happening versus getting canceled for our particular audiences and our personalities. That or just fading out, which is like worse to me.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things. It's happened to us like multiple times, and you've just kind of got to be on your toes all the time, because like you essentially just you know, this is a career, and so you have to do what works. You can't just if you're doing this as a job, you can't just only do what you want to do, because you could drive yourself into the ground. And so therefore, like I originally got into like Total Tank Simulator and then Tabs, and then that kind of became quite dead end, and then like the views started going down gradually. There was no growth there anymore, and then so I got into Roblox, and that was like really explosive growth for a wee while, and then that kind of plateaued and kind of became dead end again. And so I've now jumped back onto Minecraft, and I'm getting some really good growth off of that Minecraft. Those 2 videos produced 5,000 subscribers off 2 videos, which I'm very happy with. But like the concern is on the main channel, the Lego channel, I just feel so safe. I know I can make the Lego channel last for years. But on the main channel, it's like it's fleeting, like the audience interest. Like you've just had Ubes drop off. I've just had Roblox drop off. If I didn't have Minecraft as an out, as like a solution, something that is working, and I had just only been doing Roblox and everything was failing, then you just get that slow fade out into non-existence, and it's really defeating. Dude, it's tricky.
It's tiring. Like I've been through this cycle 5 times now. You know,
what would the eras be? What stages would you say that they were for your channel?
I would say like Men of War was really big for a while. I rode the Totally Accurate Battle Simulator wave on the main channel as well. Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator, a big one for me too. Just Star Wars in general as a topic. There was one year where I only did Star Wars, and then there was a while where World War II, each of my videos for just World War II Gates of Hell and Men of War got like 100K views. Like, you know, battle simulators have always been my staple, and I've been able to bounce around the new ones and the different topics and stuff like that. But it's like, you know, you ride the wave for a month or two on a certain topic. Like there was 1 month Vietnam was huge. 1 month Warhammer was huge for me. You know, 1 month Star Wars just popped off again. And then at the end of that month, the views crash and you're just left with like, where do I go from here? What's the next thing? And you have like a month of like trying to figure it out until something clicks and it works. But it gets tiring. It gets to the point where you're like, I'm exhausted trying to figure this out. And luckily Lego, it does have those moments, but it's more stability, I guess.
Yeah.
But in gaming, it's very fleeting. People's attention to things dwindles fast.
Which is why I'm trying to like because obviously each individual Roblox game has its own lifespan as well, and so it's just people have just become disinterested. It's got repetitive. Whereas on Minecraft is a similar kind of generalized appeal to Lego, I would say, where like, you know, it's a 22-year-old game. It's a sandbox game. It's like it's a very similar core functionality to Lego, whereas like you make of it what you do with it essentially. It's a totally sandbox environment, and so it seems to have quite an evergreen audience on there that can be tapped into. So that's kind of what I'm trying to like target like moving forward, I think. But it is tricky. It's vulnerable. It can be it's risky, isn't it?
Yeah, it's scary. It's nerve-wracking to like fully invest in something not knowing how long it'll last. But honestly, I think you've got good foundation there now, and there's a lot of other channels thriving in the same world, which is always like a big like that gives confidence. I honestly, I could see you doing like I think what Forge Labs does, except purely like World War II stuff and World War I and war stuff, because his is more horror and medieval.
Yeah.
But I think you could do what he does, but war based.
Yeah, really it's cool. Kind of like roughly speaking what I've been going for. Like I did a World War I event that got 440,000 views. World War II event got 330,000 views.
Crazy.
I've got a World War III coming out soon, and then I've got a Napoleonic era one coming out after that. And I'm just testing those 3 genres essentially, for just appetite, I suppose, to see if people are interested in it and whether or not it's got some growth potential. It does seem to, and if it does, good, because that's what I'm interested in. And so therefore you've then got a solution.
Yeah.
But like if you
it is interesting how sorry.
No, go on. I was dead end there anyway.
I was just looking at your like videos. It is really interesting how Roblox is so wishy-washy.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's so good and sometimes it's just not there.
It hasn't been there for a long time for me though. Like the last 2 like videos, both like basically like I consider a good video on the main channel like one that's got past like 100,000 views. If it gets past 100,000 views, I'm happy. If it gets under 50,000 views, it's a stinker. And so like if you look at that, like I've got one, like if you look at my last 6 videos, 4 of them are Roblox. Those, I can tell you right now because I looked at this, those 4 out of the last 6 videos, the 4 Roblox videos I published gained me 300 subscribers. And the 2 Minecraft videos I gained me 5,000. So if in theory, if I'd managed to produce more Minecraft videos, the thing is they take so long to make, so it's not quite the same comparison, but like it just like, for the last 4 months, 5 months even, I would say, maybe even 6 months. I've just not been hitting with Roblox at all, and I'm sick of it. To be honest, I'm sick of just like being excited about a video, publishing it, and then it just dies, and it's just like, all right.
Yeah, it's demoralizing. It feels awful.
Yeah, and that's 4 Roblox videos in a row that have just 5 in a row that have just absolutely like tanked it. So I'm done. I'm bored. Next.
It's hard when it doesn't do well and you've sunk so much passion into it and people don't care.
Yeah.
The other thing that's like, it's like a meme now, like of people just like bullying people on YouTube. Like YouTubers, they'll pick like the first like 24 hours or whatever, and they'll be like, oh, you know, I see it all the time on Daily Productions, which I think is funny because it's like my nothing channel. Like it's literally just for fun. And they'll be like, oh, 2,000 views in 20 hours.
Yeah.
Bro fell off or whatever.
Yeah, what is that? I'm getting loads of that.
Everyone is. And it's like, I think it's funny when it's a video that does extremely well.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, 100,000 views in one day, bro fell off or whatever. Like, that's like obviously an incredible video. But I think it's just weird and mean sometimes. And it's an excuse for people to be mean. And like, I see those sometimes and I'm like, damn, I know that this is my 3rd channel that doesn't matter and that I do for fun, but it's like, oh, it's like a little stab in the heart that people are like, oh, you're a loser, you know? Like it's just, it's not fun to see.
It's when you get that on your main or Lego channel though, when it's like supposed to be like so for example, like my most recent Lego video, I got 2 of those comments, like straight up, I got 2 of those comments, like oh, X number of views, you fell off. And like it's when it's supposed to be like my prime time content.
It's like a stab in the heart.
Yeah, it's like supposed to be like the best content. I was really happy with that video as well, like how it turned out. I think it was interesting, it was unique, and I was really happy with it. And it just absolutely tanked super hard. And then you get those comments, and it's like the reason why it gets to you is because you know that like it feels like there's an element of truth to it, because you do feel disappointed in yourself. You're like, it's really deflating, and then it confirms it.
Oh man. Yeah, but I think the thing that is important to remember is like there's so much going on, like especially with Lego videos where it's like they really are a long-term investment each video. And so it's like, yeah, this kid can be, you know, saying that, but hey, in 4 months when it has 100K views, I'm going to feel good about it.
Yeah.
Like I get this guy is just trying to be, you know, funny or whatever, but it does. Yeah. I mean, like it's a bummer to see that because you're like, damn, all of my worst anxiety and fears are being confirmed by this 10-year-old. But in reality, it's not true.
He's uncovered me. He spoiled me.
Yeah, he got me.
Well, listen, Daley, I need to jump off soon, so I think this is a good place to end it. Again, really enjoyed that, guys. Don't forget, we have got a competition for the Lego Podcast episode 4, where you are going to be, if you want to get involved, again, we'll be sending you something, we'll be announcing it, we'll be showing all of the submissions. What you've got to do is, well, Daley, remind me because I've forgotten.
Clone Wars mock, any type of Clone Wars mock,
yes.
You get one picture to show it to us. Let's organize on our Discords how we're going to announce it, Scott, so we can have the same rules and stuff. I'll create a channel for it and stuff like that. But one photo, that's all you get.
Yep. Okay.
One photo to show us. It has to be Clone Wars.
Yes. And if you've got any comments, if you're on Spotify, if you're on, are we on Apple Tunes or whatever it's called yet?
That's a good question.
If we're both asking it, I suspect the answer might be no. But wherever you are, please do get involved. Like, I know this is kind of like a bit of a B-Tech podcast, and we still don't really know what we're doing. For example, spending 10 minutes like not describing what we're looking at whatsoever, so anyone listening will just be entirely left out. We are going to get better, and I thoroughly enjoy this. So please do stick with us and get involved. If you've got questions, take part in the competitions. If you've got questions, ask them. If it's on Spotify, if it's on YouTube, if it's in our Discords, who cares? Wherever it is, get involved. And also, if you haven't subscribed to Daley and or myself, and you're only like from one of our communities, go check out the other person's content. We feature...
Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah?
Scott.
Yeah?
News alert. We're on Apple Podcasts.
Oh, nice. When did that happen?
Let's go. I think it's always happened since... Because I think Spotify distributes it there, I think.
Oh, is it like an RSS... something or other?
I think so. I didn't think I had it set up, but it looks like we do.
Nice. Okay, so we're on Apple
Leave
Podcasts.
a review.
Are we number 1 yet? Or where are we at? Number 2? 3? 4?
We have 4.8 out of 5 stars for 37 ratings. Let's go.
We got 37 ratings.
Yeah, well, this is my old podcast. Remember, we're just re-uploading.
Of course. I was going to say, I was like,
but I think some of them are modern.
Yeah, give us a thumbs
up.
Bad. Give us a thumbs up.
Take it. Yeah, give it. Well, no, review it. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I'm a podcast legend, man. I know exactly what I'm talking about.
You've been around this game for 2 episodes. That's a long time in the podcast world.
3 now. That's 50% more than it was from the last one.
Huge.
If I carry on at a 50% growth rate, it's big things. I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah, Scott, it's impressive. Right. I am impressed with you.
Anyway, we're going to end that there. Thank you, everyone, for listening and tolerating us, and we'll see you again on the LEGO Podcast, episode 4.